to get on if you hurry. 19,000 in the win pool. Potter's Yarn still favoured at $2.50. Sandpiper Lane $4.90. Arctic Eve $6.40. They're the top three in the market. Potter's Yarn number 1, number 4 Sandpiper Lane, number 5 Arctic Eve. And it's right on starting time now with just a couple of stragglers to join the line. Potter's Yarn into $2.10. Even money shortly for race 5 at Goulburn. Here with these callers, Tony Campbell.
Thank you, Rodney. Moving in well. Pleasant day down here in the on the southern highlands of New South Wales. Now Exclusive Peter goes up. I only wish I was at that luncheon at the ACT Racing Club, Rod. Now waiting on Cronga Park to move in. Cronga Park about to be lit up. Potter's Yarn drawn the inside of the line. Glenn O'Sullivan on Potter's Yarn. Racing, good start. Although Lord Governor went back to last when they hit the ground, and Potter's Yarn got away well. Zardar's prominent. Further back behind those, Sandpiper Lane going up 3 wide. Further back behind those, For Yella's Sake. The next one was Cronga Park. Arctic Eve down towards the inside. A further break in the field. Prince de Beau, followed then by Exclusive Peter. And Lord Governor's last of all as they race down the side. Past the 600-metre mark. And now Sandpiper Lane has raced around the field to hit the lead. Zardar goes up wide on the outside. For Yella's Sake wider still, followed then by Potter's Yarn. In behind those, Arctic Eve, followed by Cronga Park, Exclusive Peter. Lord Governor's well back with Prince de Beau, but as they swing into the straight inside the 400, and Sandpiper Lane ridden with the whip as the leader. Zardar's trying hard, followed by Arctic Eve, putting in a run. Potter's Yarn angling for a run down towards the inside. And the next one behind those, Exclusive Peter. Lord Governor's out wide, but still Sandpiper Lane is the leader. There's no run yet for Potter's Yarn, and Arctic Eve is coming quickly. They hit the line so close, Sandpiper Lane, or Prince de Beau out very wide has made it very, very interesting. Close for the miners. For Yella's Sake, Arctic Eve and Potter's Yarn never got a run at any stage in the straight, followed then further back to Exclusive Peter. Zardar pulling up quickly, Cronga Park and Lord Governor. Oh, gee, I tell you what. Now, this one out very wide. Prince de Beau coming from near the tail of the field. Sandpiper Lane was home to the world. Now, Potter's Yarn, it was locked away all the way down the straight. It's still trying to get out, and they've pulled up after the race. And it still hasn't got out, Potter's Yarn. Now, this is very interesting. I was almost ready to say Sandpiper Lane, but the widest runner in the cerise, or the pale pink it is, and yellow cap, is flying home. Arctic Eve got through. For Yella's Sake, now they hit the line, and oh, I don't know. Leave me out of this. 9 times out of 10, you've got to go for the outside horse here at Goulburn. I'm very close up to the running rail. 9 times out of 10, you'd have to go for Prince de Beau. But the judge calls for a developed print between Prince de Beau and the other one there, Sandpiper Lane, and it's a good go for the miners as well. So it's photos all round after an exciting race 5, the Barry Petroleum Class 2. If you've backed either Prince de Beau number 3 or Sandpiper Lane, hold on to your tickets because this is extremely close. It was a very good run by Prince de Beau, was back at the tail of the field when they swung for home, and was gradually worked out very wide in the straight, and it's finished at the rate of knots, so to speak. We'll have more from Goulburn in just a moment.
Here's a close photo. The one on the inside just seemed to climb a bit in the air when they hit the line, making it very difficult to line up. Hence, Tony Campbell's reluctance to have a go in that photo. Prince de Beau and Sandpiper Lane are the 2. 3 and 4. And Potter's Yarn. That's it. That's it down there on the inside. Look at it. It just can't get a crack at them at all. Just going to go the rest of the race sitting there. And maybe it should have won. 3, Prince de Beau. The one coming right down the outside has got them the money from number 4, Sandpiper Lane. And a further photo for 3rd. Arctic Eve is very prominent in that photo for 3rd. There's Prince de Beau paying $13.20 and $2.60. Number 4, Sandpiper Lane, paid $1.30. A further photo for 3rd in race 5 at Goulburn. And if you backed Potter's Yarn, put it down to experience. But I think you'll get square next time. But we're having a lot of fun anyway. This is the 6th at Goulburn coming up. There's 45,400 in the win pool, and Perfect Rapture is $5.40. Quick Hands 6, Glenmurray Rogue $8.60, Sweet Lucy $4.30. Bob's Boy is the tote favourite at $2.50, and you don't have to worry too much, I don't think, about Drake's Pride now, Little Grey. As they're filling the stalls quickly, the Tooheys May Cup at Goulburn. Here's Tony.
Thanks, Rod. All in for the Tooheys May Cup, 1,200. They're racing a good level start. Drake's Pride out wide, got away well. And Sweet Lucy prominent with Perfect Rapture. Our Little Grey driving up along the inside. Quick Hands is next, followed by Bob's Boy as they sort themselves out and race down the back inside the 1,000. A good race for the lead. Glenmurray Rogue on the outside draws out now. About a half a length in front of Perfect Rapture. A length and a half behind those. Our Little Grey, Quick Hands fourth on the outside. In behind those, Bob's Boy going up wide. Then Sweet Lucy dropping out to second last. And two behind those, Drake's Pride at the tail of the field. Leaving the back down the Hume Highway side of the track, 700 to go. In the May Cup, and Glenmurray Rogue is the leader. Quick Hands on the outside as second, followed by Perfect Rapture ahead off third. Bob's Boy is gaining ground, followed by Sweet Lucy, Our Little Grey. And Drake's Pride is last of all as they swing up towards the turn. Glenmurray Rogue doing it well, followed then by Quick Hands moving up on the outside. In behind those, Perfect Rapture on the rails, followed by Sweet Lucy running on. Bob's Boy is coming right down the outside. Further back behind those in the field, Drake's Pride. As they race down towards the 200, he's got to go for Glenmurray Rogue. Here's Sweet Lucy. Sweet Lucy raced up very quickly, dashed to the lead. Quick Hands battling on, and then Bob's Boy down the outside, but it's all Sweet Lucy. She races away. Sweet Lucy by a big space. Quick Hands second. Perfect Rapture third, followed by Bob's Boy, Drake's Pride, Glenmurray Rogue, and Our Little Grey last. The Lucy has won. Sweet Lucy trained on the track here, and she won very, very impressively. Sweet Lucy, trained by Arthur Howlett, Kevin Sweeney, a 5-year-old chestnut mare by Opera Prince. You can't go wrong with Opera Prince horses these days. They win races everywhere, particularly in New South Wales. Look up the results week after week, and there'll be 2 or 3 Opera Prince horses winning everywhere. Out of the former top mare, Bad Galeese, which was also raced by the owners, Mr. and Mrs. John Culhane. Sweet Lucy is the winner, number 4. Now, the minor numbers, Sweet Lucy has now had 20 starts. Very consistent mare, a 5-year-old chestnut mare. 20 starts now, 6 wins, 2 seconds and 2 thirds. Now, the numbers on the 6th event of the day, the numbers? 4-2-1. 4-2-1, Sweet Lucy first. Now, number 2, Quick Hands, given every possible chance, ridden by Adrian Lade, trained by his father Neville at Queanbeyan. And number 1, Perfect Rapture third, trained at Queanbeyan by Brian Callaghan and ridden by Tina Lawler. Bob's Boy got back, ran on fairly well, but all the credit to the winner, Sweet Lucy. Sweet Lucy, well ridden by Kevin Sweeney, beating Quick Hands and Perfect Rapture after race 6 at Goulburn, the Tooheys May Cup, over 1,200 metres. Now we have the totes coming through. Now that winner, number 4, Sweet Lucy, $4.20 for the win, $2.40 for the place. Number 2, Quick Hands, Adrian Late, $2.70. No dividend for 1, Perfect Rapture, Tina Lawler. $4.22.40 for number 4, Sweet Lucy. $2.70 for number 2. No dividend for number 1. Quinella $10.50, $10.50. The Exacta $20.90, $20.90. And the Trifecta $79.90. $79.90. 4-2-1. The margins, the winner raced away 4 lengths. 4 by 3/4 of a length were the margins. 1:11.35 the time. The 4th place getter, Bob's Boy, number 5. And 6, Drake's Pride, finished 5th.
It didn't win, it shot in. Sweet Lucy, $4.20 and $2.20 for Kevin Sweeney. Pretty impressive. Went to the line hard held. Had something on them. Wish we'd have known before. Anyway, as Kevin Sweeney dismounts and talks to the Happy Connections, we'll have a look at Bendigo race for Goulburn.
All in, Rodney. Stand by. Starter goes up. Light is set. Lights on. Line is set. Gates open. Now, Thinking Rich towards the inside didn't jump all that well, nor did Genghis Joy. It's about 3rd last when they hit the ground. And Jenny Mack got away well. Gold Spindle on the inside, back behind those in the field. Then came Miscreation. Now Headway is going around the field. Manneristic is dropping back a bit, followed then by Sparks Will Fly, Lightning Nick, Genghis Joy about centre field, but working forward. Further back behind those, Thinking Rich, Jet Along, and Folly Reviewers last of all. A fair turn of speed on down the Hume Highway side at the 600, where the leader was Jenny Mack. back about a length and a half in front of Headways. Miscreation third, going up wide, Genga's Joy. It's off the track, Genga's Joy, as they race towards the turn. Dropping out was Gold Spindle, followed by Manneristic, Thinking Rich as well back in the field. And the next one was Jedalong, followed by Sparks Will Fly, well back on the turn. In the straight inside the 400, and Miscreation as the leader. Here's Genga's Joy looming up on the outside. Battling on behind those, Lightning Neek, followed by Jedalong, and the next one was Manneristic. But as they race down now, and it's Genga's Joy on the outside, racing up to hit the lead. Miscreation is kicking back though. Oh, Miscreation's pulling out plenty, and Miscreation has won. Genga's Joy died on its run. It raced up on the outside to go to the lead, but failed to run on. Third, Jenny Mac. In behind those Headways, followed then by Sparks Will Fly. Manneristic is next, followed by Folly Review, Gold Spindle, well back Thinking Rick, Jedalong, and Lightning Neek, one of the last across the line. Oh, Miscreation. It's fought back like a caged lion. It was the late male, of course. Well, Genga's Joy appeared to be doing it very, very easily. That may have moved up on the outside to join Miscreation, but Miscreation, when Matt Privado got to work with the whip on Miscreation, she responded very, very well indeed. Trained by Keith Dryden at Canberra, raced by R.I. Beswick and A.G. Walker, a 4-year-old chestnut mare. Salieri Mari Rose is the breeding. Miscreation's now had 17 starts, first win today, 1 win, 4 seconds and 4 thirds. Yeah, Genga's Joy, it didn't jump all that well. It was slowly away, didn't miss the jump by all that much. Now, Jenny Mac has battled on in the club's colours, number 16, Jenny Mac. So the numbers should read 3, 1 and 16. 3, 1 and 16. Now, the second place getter, Genga's Joy, trained by Gunnar Williams at Bathurst. A 3-year-old bay filly, Genga's out of Joyously, Craig Rickson. And number 16, Jenny Mac, third, trained at Moss Vale by Paddy Holacek. A bay mare by Bush Creek or Brush Creek out of Rebel Jane. Therese Capes was the rider there. So the numbers are 3, 1 and 16 after race 7 at Goulburn. Now the totes are coming to hand. Number 3, the winner, Miscreation, Matt Privado, 4.10 for the win, 1.70 for the place. 1, Genga's Joy, Craig Rickson, 1.40. And 16, Jenny Mac, Therese Capes, $6.60. 4.10, 1.70 for number 3. $1.40 for 1. 6.60 for 16. Quinella 360, 360, Exacta 1140, Trifecta 182.40, $182.40, and the special extra double dividend $4.30. Now more details are coming to hand after the running of race 7. 106.20 was the time, 106.20, and we'll have the margins in just a moment. I'll send those down the line with correct weight after race 7 at Goulburn.
On you, Tony. Miscreation with Matty Privado aboard winning at Goulburn. That was race 7. Now with correct weight at Casino in the 6th, Trista Size, $10.10 and $2.70. Bally Tuffy, $2, and Wendell. That's Matty Privado there talking to the winning connections after a very, very tidy win by Miscreation, because it looked over 100 metres out. It was kicked away. Probably made look better by the fact that maybe Genga's Joy had knocked up, but it got a long way back, had to make a long run. It wasn't surprising that it got a little bit tired. She might be looking for a bit further than 1100 all the same. That's 20, Toledo, Twig, $8.10, Jazz Baby, $4.90. No vision at the moment from Goulburn. In the meantime, courtesy of 2KY, here's Tony Campbell.
Just waiting on Jazz Baby. It's very fidgety in the stalls. The gates open. Jazz Baby missed it, as did Diamond Ice, and Dancer Dior got away well. Coulog is forcing through to a prominent position at out wide. Stormy Dealer goes around them. Then Toledo Twig and the Lonely King. Back behind those, Adulation, Cynical. Further back behind those, Zoema going up 3 and 4 wide. Getting back a bit, Positive Flyer. Jazz Baby's back 3rd and 4th last. Diamond Ice is next. And High Repay at the tail of the field. Down the back, and they race inside the 1200, and Stormy Dealer leads out about a length and a half in front. Dancer Dior, Zoema goes up 3 and 4 wide. Diamond Ice is off the track, followed by Toledo Twig, Coulog, Cynical's 3 wide. Between runners there was Adulation. Well back, the Lonely King is 4th last, followed by Positive Flyer. Jazz Baby is back 2nd last, and about 2 and 3 then High Repay. Leaving the back, racing down the Hume Highway side of the track here at Goulburn. And the leader, Stormy Dealer, going up 2nd was Zoema, and also going up further out on the track there was Diamond Ice, followed by Dancer Dior. Cynical's never been on the track. In between runners there, Toledo Twig, followed by Coulog centre field. Then Adulation, Jazz Baby's taking off from the tail of the field, but will have to get a go on. A long break behind those. Positive Flyer, followed then by the Lonely King as second last, and High Repay last of all. But around the turn they swing, 400 to go, and Stormy Dealer, the leader. Zoama on the outsiders, looming up, followed then by Toledo Twig. In behind those, Dancer Dior on the rails. Wide out, here comes Jazz Baby with a run. Cynical's under pressure, followed further back in the field behind those. Kulog inside the 200 though, and it's Zoama taken on by Stormy Dealer again on the inside and getting through now. Adulation, and here's Jazz Baby flying. Jazz Baby, oh, Jazz Baby has flown home to get the prize. A good go for the miners. There's a heap of them there. Toledo Twig, Zoama, and also Adulation. Stormy Dealer not too far away. Then Toledo Twig, followed by Cynical. Well back, Positive Flyer. Kulog pulling up quickly with High Replay, Dancer Dior. Now the Lonely King has finished well back in the field, and Diamond Ice, one of the last across the line.
I'm pleased we didn't see the race. The Lonely King finishing with the cap catchers. Anyway, sorry about that, and the lack of vision from Goulburn. Hope to have it back soon, but Jazz Baby has come with a storming run. Take my word for it. Paying $5 and $1.80, and a photo for second and third. We're on a very bad angle here to try and pick photos. We'll have that result shortly. Bendigo race 7 with correct weight number 8. Bye Bye Buster. A pick-up ride for Stephen King. $7.70 and $2.80. Hanging on by the jockey. 9, 8 and 7, those placings official at Horsham as we're looking at the totes at Casino. Lightning Downs, $8.30. Sir Stensible, $5.30. Let's Get Excited, $6.20. We'll get excited if Sir Stensible looms up. Up a Notch, $7.10, and double figures the rest. Open Betting Go, race 8 at Casino, where the others are all double figure odds. This is race 8 on the program at Casino. After this, 1 to go there. And Sir Stensible is just about favourite now. In fact, it is favourite at $5.30 for race 8 as we join Bob Lane.
And the set now for this year's ANZDL Beef Week Cup. 1400, the journey as the gates open. A little slow into stride. Sea Eagle, Stolen Diamonds well away. Sustensible and Calabash so too. Was on the inside going fast. Was Real Handy. Then Marksman, Falcon's Domain. Lightning Downs as well back. This is a false start, I think. Some of these runners have pulled up. I notice the jockey's looking back.
Is it a false start?
And this is a false start, I think you'll find, ladies and gentlemen. It is a false start. Some of the riders picked it up, but not many of them did. So this will play havoc with this race. It is a false start. And very few of these riders have picked it up. In fact, Jacaranda Kid is the only one that's really picked it up. He's pulled out of the race. For the record book, it's Lightning Downs in front. Nimble Knight has also not gone around, but it's Lightning Down, Stolen Diamond, Upper and Sustensible, the leading 3.
Well, you can bet your boots that Sir Stensible will be first past the post in this, and it'll end up a no race. But I'll tell you what, it was a good finish for a no race. You're not going to see too many better than that. Anyway, that's a shame. If you've bet on this race, hang on to your tickets regardless, because you're going to get your money back. It'll be a no race for sure and certain. And we'll get that officially shortly. But they've declared a false start and obviously unable to alert all of the jockeys, because the majority of the field have accepted it as a race, and they're going to be bitterly disappointed for race 8. The actual background to what happened, I'm not sure, but obviously a couple have sprung the gate. The jockeys have accepted it as a start, or a lot of them have, and away they've gone, hammering away for no result. We'll get something official shortly on race 8 at Casino, or what used to be race 8. Our next event comes from Bendigo.
Starting staff in conference for what the reason was, we don't know. It was evident in the first couple of 100 metres that something was amiss, because you might notice on a replay there that some of those riders drawn wide did hang out and were looking back consistently prior to coming across and taking a sit. So obviously there was something amongst probably the second half of the field that there was something amiss. But what the reason for the false start was, we haven't been informed. The stewards and the starters in conference at the moment. We should have something for you shortly.
Thanks, Bob. Shouldn't be much argument, I suppose, if the starter said it was a false start. That's the stone end of it. Anyway, the stewards obviously will confer now, and we'll have more about that in the late mail tomorrow. But that's the Queensland Oaks, which is the Group 1 race for fillies tomorrow on a very good program at Eagle Farm. In the meantime, they're shaping up very well at Goulburn, where Monterey Art into $2 now and a firm favourite, ahead of Fiorinelli at $5.20. They're the two main ones in the market. This is the Jim Bell Country Championship Heat. It's a Class 5, and here's Tony Campbell.
All in, boxed and ready now. 1400, they're racing a good level start. Fiorinelli, Glen Murray Opera got away well. Shawano is prominent, so too is Whistle Downwind, and there's the ghostly grey Dominican bursting right around the field and will lead. On settling down as they make that first turn inside the 1200, Dominican, trained on the track here, leads about 2 in front of Shawano. A length and a half, Dan's Allegro. Whistle Downwind is fourth, followed by Glen Murray Opera, Madame Dior. In flame between runners, a long break, Monterey Art as they race down the back, followed by Gilhewer, and Fiorinelli's on the inside. As they leave the back and commence the run down the side, the leader was Dominican, just over a length in front of Shawano. 3 off Dan's Allegro, third, followed then by Whistle Downwind, a neck off Madame Dior. A long break in the field, then in flame, followed by Glen Murray Opera. Monterey Art is back third last, followed then by Fiorinelli, and a length Gilhewer at the tail of the field. 500 out there going at a fairly brisk pace, and the leader here was Dominican, has kicked away as they race up towards the turn. The rider has a peep back, out about 3 in front of Shawano. Dan's Allegro, Madame Dior's going wide, then Fiorinelli. Back behind those, Monterey Art switched out, is running on well. In flame is next, and further back behind those, Gilhewer. They're well in the straight with about 300 to go. Dominican is still in front. Here comes Monterey Art down the outside and bursting through Madame Dior. There's many chances. It's Dominican and Madame Dior, and now Monterey Art, and Fiorinelli is coming. Fiorinelli and Monterey Art, they hit the line. Monterey Art right on the line. Monterey Art, Fiorinelli second, Madame Dior third. Dominican followed by In Flame. Back behind those, Gilhewer. Then Whistle Downwind, the next one to pull up Shawano, Dan's Allegro, and Glen Murray Opera last in a soul-stirring struggle. Another good ride by Bobby Alyssa. By gee, he's riding well, this young fellow. Monterey Art, the favourite, has grabbed them on the line. Timed the run to perfection. One Monterey Art, trained by Ken Callaghan at Yass. Bobby Alyssa, a winning double. The owner is Mrs. Ellen Matthew, a 5-year-old bay gelding by Art's Victory out of Gauntlet's Lady. And it swamped them. Dominican, the ghostly grey, battled on. Madame Dior got a run through, as did the other grey there, Fiorinelli. But it was Monterey Art, with Bobby Alyssa wielding the whip in the left hand, grabbing Fiorinelli and Madame Dior close to the line, and Monterey Art, number 1 to return, 2.10 for the win, 1.40 for the place. That's number 1. Now, Fiorinelli will get second, number 4 for the place dividend, $2 even, and Madame Dior third, number 11 to return $4.60. So the numbers 1, 4 and 11 after a heat of the PJ Bell Country Championship. And I certainly hope that Jim Bell, who's with us here today, this is PJ Bell territory, of course, Rod. Jim's with us today, and his love for country racing has not waned one little bit since he retired as chairman of the AJC. OK, we'll have more after race 9 at Goulburn in just a moment.
Very astute racing administrator too, Jim Bell. And as Tony said, has always taken a very keen interest in country racing. He loves getting to the country meetings. I wish I was there having a coldie with him right now, actually. Tony, if you're still there, I just wonder, exactly how long is the straight at Goulburn? Because, by gee, it sometimes looks like it takes them a fortnight to get to the line. You're in front on the turn.
Yes, it appears to be a lot longer than it is, but it's only a mere 400 metres, right? But it does appear to be a lot longer than that, really.
But it must be a tough run home, because leaders do find it hard to win.
Yes, they do, but no, by the same token, it all depends. I'm not sure whether it's the weather or what it is. Sometimes you come to Goulburn and you can win by being up near the lead, but today they've been coming from a long way back, haven't they?
Certainly have. Anyway.
Jazz Baby in that previous race, it was back second and third last coming towards the turn.
Yeah. Anyway, it's a terrific track if you can find a winner. And those that found Monterey Art would be pleased, paying $2.10 and $1.40. And as Tony said, Bobby Alyssa riding in good form. And a very good trainer too, Kenny Callaghan from Yass. They're rather brightly attired too. Might be a bit nippy at Goulburn. Anyway, a winner warms up anyone. Bendigo Race 8 was won by Markstad, ridden
Fred's
by...
not with us today. He hasn't been in the best of health. He had surgery. And Fred, I believe the good news is you're recovering well at home. We missed you today. The judges have done a wonderful job next door without you being here, so it looks as though you won't have your judging position when you get back. So good luck to Freddie Cooper, the president of the club. He's recovering at home from surgery. We're all thinking of you, Fred. And you've lost your job as far as the judging is concerned. I'm sure you'll be sorry about that. Now, waiting on McVean to go along. Spirit of the Rose about to go up. That will leave Princess Fortuna and Quiet Nook to take up its position. It's been a good day's racing. Some tremendous finishes here today. And the club should be very pleased with the way this 10-event program has turned out. Don't forget a tab meeting at Nowra Monday. Hope to see as many there as possible. Nowra race, of course, tomorrow in this local area, the southeastern part of New South Wales. Canberra has 10 races. Not 10, they've got 8 races. I've got 10 on the brain. And it's Ray Alexander's final day at Canberra tomorrow, so no doubt a big turnout at the Canberra track tomorrow to say farewell to Ray and Myra Alexander. Ray's been at Canberra for 2 years and has done a magnificent job, and he'll certainly be missed, but Damien Foley takes over as the chief executive. He's a young bloke with a big future, and Damien will do an excellent job as far as the ACT Racing Club is concerned. So goodbye to Ray and Myra Alexander, and welcome to the Foleys. Sandra and Damien. Now they're all in. The last of the day here at Goulburn Gardens, the City of the Roses. Just waiting on the starter to come around and release the field. And this is the 1200 metre start here. Goulburn race again next month. Now stand by. Good betting race, the last. Starter goes up. They're under starter's orders. Gates open. Arrowwood down towards the inside was slowly away. Chenley Ma didn't jump all that well. Little bit of luck got out well. Princess Fortuna. McVean and Spirit of the Rose going up 4 and 5 wide. In behind those Quiet Nook. Woodley Brown forcing a run between horses. Indiana Jacks down towards the inside. Then behind those then came Diamond Tina Counter. Slimwood up centre field. A long break behind those Chenley Ma and Arrowwood tailing out to last as they lead the back and race down the Hume Highway side. They've got about 700 to go. Princess Fortuna leads. In second place, a little bit of luck about half a length away, followed by Spirit of the Rose. Further back behind those then came Woodley Brown and Quiet Nook in that group of horses. Indiana Jack's not too far away either as they race up towards the turn. Getting back in the field, Diamantina County, followed by Chenley Ma. And a long last was Arrowwood, but around the turn they've got 400 to go. And they're fanning wide, going pretty wide. Little bit of luck out towards the centre as the leader, followed by McVean, Indiana Jack. Further back behind those then Diamantina County. And wide out on the track, Quiet Nook is putting it around. There's many chances. It's McVean in the centre, taken on by a little bit of luck. The widest runner, Quiet Nook's coming with a big rush now. It's McVean in front. Quiet Nook out very wide, is trying hard, but McVean is too good. McVean has beaten Quiet Nook, close for third. We had Slimwood was there in a photo with Woodley Brown, and Chenley Ma, Indiana Jack, followed by Diamantina County, pulling up quickly Arrowwood, then Princess Fortuna, back behind those Spirit of the Rose, and pulling up very quickly, a little bit of luck. McVean in the last. McVean, number 12, ridden by Peter Mullin, 10 even. 10 even on the tote, and 310 for the place. Number 12, McVean, is trained at Queanbeyan by Jack Van Duren, and a 3-year-old brown colt by Brave Regent out of Quick Pearl, raced by J and Mrs. D, or Miss D, Danielle Van Duren, M. Johnson, L. Fredericks, A and Mrs. R. Thompson in partnership. McVean, Quiet Nook out very wide, tried hard, ridden by Kevin Sweeney, number 7, for the place tote, $2.90. But as they hit the line, it's McVean in front, and McVean will just get the verdict over Quiet Nook, who is almost in the broadcasting box. And there's a heap of them for third. Just having a look here to see if we can sort out this third place, or maybe, maybe Slimwood. Slimwood just